Today I will discuss about the lapping process and honing process. In previous class I already discussed the processes of super finishing and what is the surface finishing operation. Lapping is a one type of surface finishing operation. What is lapping? After the material job in casting or lathe machine operation, the outer surface or inner surface of a materials is not very smooth. So why we use the process of surface finish? The lapping is a one type of surface finishing operation. What happened in lapping? And it is an abrading process employed for improving the surface finish by reducing roughness, waviness and other irregulars on the surfaces. It is used on both heat treated and non heat treated metal parts. And it should however be noted that where good appearance of the job surface is the only requirement, it should not be employed. Okay, we can say that lapping is basically employed for removing the minor surfaces and imperfection obtaining the geometry or true surfaces. The material to be selected for lapping tool or lap largely depends upon the individual choice and the availability. What happened in lapping process? In any machining surfaces, after the machining process of casting or lathe operation or shaper machine or drilling, the outer surface abrasive lines are like this. That type of lines is occurred. There is no surface finish. You can see in microscopic view, the surface finish is like that. This is my original surfaces. The surface is not like that. But after the machining of super finishing or surface finish operation in lapping, the surface is like dash type. No materials can in easy smooth zero surface finish, but in after the lapping, the microscopic lens we can see that the surface finish is like that type. In what happened in lapping process, there is a lapping plate. This is lapping plate, and this is the abrasive which can be dropped from the lapping plate, and this is the pressure plate. This plate is called pressure plate. Lapping, that means one plate is lapped on another plate. This is a lapping. You can see this is the one plate in any joint or lap joint. Another plate is lapped on the plate is called lapping. Okay, so there what happened in there, the lapping plates are lapped a plate which is work plate or workpiece. This is workpiece. This is pressure plate. This is pressure machine, and the pressure plate is rotational movement. You can see that, for example, this is my lapping plate. Okay, and I give some abrasive on the lapping plate particle. This is this white duster's abrasive. So what we use for surface finish the workpiece. This is my workpiece. Okay, when I put it down on the pressure plate or lapping plate, and the surface and the force or pressure on the plate, and it is and rotational movement on the plate. You can see that there is some friction is occur, and the abrasive particles and the between the abrasive particles workpiece and the lapping plate there is a friction, and the smoothly surface are finished. Okay, this is called lapping operation. This lapping operation are two types. Number one, equalizing lapping, and number two, form lapping. And another two types are, and lapping methods are two types, that is by hand called hand lapping and by machine called machine lapping. If the process is called in machine, that means there is a pressure plate. This is rotational by the machine or motor, and the pressure by the hydraulic press or motor. And this is the workpiece. This is fixed. This is workpiece. The workpiece and the pressure plate is dropped down between these surfaces, and when the pressure and the rotational movement, two forces are act on the job surfaces are smooth. Okay, this process is called lapping process. Okay, and the what is another important part on lapping is what is the pressure on the lapping plate. This pressure for soft material, the pressure is 0.07 to 0.2 kg per centimeter square, and for hard material the pressure is 0.7 kg per centimeter square. Okay, and the normal speed used in rotary lapping, when the work and lap have rotary motion relative, the varies from the speed is from 1.5 meter per second to 4.0 meter per second. Okay, now my next is honing process. Now next process is honing process. What is honing process? Honing is one type of surface finishing process. That means this is a lapping process. Lapping, that means the lapping process acts on the over surfaces or the outer surfaces of the workpiece or job, the outer surfaces and over surfaces of the workpiece and job, and lapping process is in inner surfaces and for the jobs material. What happened in lapping process? It is also an abrading process used for finishing and previously machined surfaces. It is mostly used for finishing the internal cylindrical surfaces such as drill or bore holes. Drill or bore hole surfaces we can easily surface finish by the honing processes. Okay, that means the honing process is a process the workpiece is hollow surface or hollow body or cylindrical body. And what is called hone? What is hone? Hone, that means it is mostly used for finishing the internal surfaces, and the tool is used for this process is called a hone. That's why the process is called honing process. And the hone is a one type of this like mesh process, this like tools. you can see it is used for vertical machining. This is a honing tools vertical machine. What this is the main spindle. The picture is not like is so good, but you can see that and you can imagine that what happened. This is my main spindle. Okay, the main spindle is connected to the motor. In the outer surfaces of the material there is honing stones. This red color materials is surfaces is this is the honing stone, and this is guidelines that means which can guide the tool. What happened in the vertical honing process? There is hollow cylinder. When the machine is like that one type of drilling machine. Okay, this tools is into this cylinder. I can see the example, not exactly example, but you can see this is the honing tool. Okay, you can see these pens are my honing. This small pens is honing stones. This pens, and the large pens is my guidelines. When it is put to the hollow cylinder, what in the hollow cylinder, the surfaces is not touch over the area, and now we put the mandrel to the rod to the honing machine. This holes the input rod are occurs. Okay, now is put to the tools, and now the surfaces is touched full over the hollow chapter. Now this process is rotational, and the tools, now the forces are rotational force and reciprocating force to the tools, and the machining process is occur. Last abrasive, the surface finish is occur on the hollow cylinder internal surfaces. Okay, that is process is called honing process. Honing processes are mainly two operators. Number one, hand honing and machine honing. Hand honing, what happened? The workpiece is like this, the internal hole, and the outer surfaces that the tool is occur. And this is the hand honing stone. This is the honing stone. When we put the mandrel, this is called mandrel, which can hold the honing stone. And when we put the mandrel to the work surface, this is workpiece. The internal surface finish is occur. There is two forces. Number one, reciprocating forces, this type and this type, and one is rotational forces to machining the process. And the machining process is automatically, this is are two type, machine process are two types. Number one, horizontal honing machines, and number two, vertical honing machine. Okay. Okay. Next class we'll discuss about the polishing, buffing, and tumbling and burnishing. 4 types of surface finish operation we'll discuss in the next class.